Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for today's presentation, Optimize Your ROI with Blended Learning Solutions. My name is Jessica Zava-Snow, and I'm a project manager with Learn On Demand Systems. As a project manager, my first line of service is to you, the customer. While my primary goal is to make sure that your project is achieved successfully, I also want to ensure that your organization will not only benefit, but excel from the content and labs we design and deliver to you. Today, I will be discussing the various methods of blended learning and labs that we specialize in, how incorporating performance-based testing can increase your outcomes, and describe the financial and labor resource benefits of blended learning solutions to maximize your return on investment, or ROI, on employee training and learning programs. Inadequate employee training has been identified as a root cause of high turnover rates, costing over $600 billion across all industries. Compiled with the challenges of the pandemic faced by organizations and employees alike, effective training solutions seem even more limited now than they once were. In-person and instructor-led training methods are no longer a sound fit for the new world we're in, especially with so many organizations adopting a semi or fully remote work environment. So how does one make that leap to reskill an existing workforce without absorbing extraneous costs? To help you navigate your options, I'll be discussing our blended learning solutions, challenge labs, and hands-on labs. I'm confident that we can not only fit your needs, but also increase your training ROI with our delivery methods. The pandemic brought a number of changes, and among those, a demand and evolution in the way we work and learn. Over the past year and a half, organizations have had to rapidly adapt to a new business environment. Many organizations have changed their focus from surviving in the unknown towards strategies that will help them thrive. The increased need for reskilling employee training has become a critical component in these new strategies. As a result, organization leaders have been seeking ways to increase training effectiveness, streamline learning programs, and improve operational efficiencies, all while exercising fiscal restraint. Looking deeper into these changes, we're seeing unprecedented numbers of remote employees. Once the pandemic hit and companies started seeking ways to keep their staff employed and income generating, we saw a dramatic increase in remote work, from 20% remote staffing positions pre-pandemic to 71% of employees now working completely off-site. However, this change hasn't come without a slew of additional challenges, as technology growth isn't synonymous for all. Reskilling the workforce to adapt to new practices and guiding learning curves can be very time-intensive, taking away from production hours and ultimately costing the company loss of revenue as they try to build practices overnight. Additionally, we're also seeing a major decline in technology-based skill sets specific to the growth of industry needs. With a 43% projected decline in cyber technology skills in the next few years, it's imperative that your company is able to successfully support staff skilling needs to ensure success and growth. As I discuss the labs that we offer, you're going to see the bridge to enhancing your company's assets through unique and streamlined skilling opportunities for your employees. So let's jump right in and start discussing best options for overcoming these challenges. With the new information emerging every day, it's important more now than ever for employees to keep updated on development in their professions. Information access is necessary in order to deliver best performance, and for most, that means ongoing training opportunities to continue skill growth. There's several ways to bring this information and training to your staff. The first style we're going to discuss is blended learning. You're probably used to the term blended learning, but I'm going to pivot here and we're going to relabel that as hands-on learning. You'll see why as I discuss this in greater detail. Hands-on learning combines the benefits of synchronous or traditional instructor-led and asynchronous or self-paced online training. Instructor-led live sessions can happen in person, or they can be conducted online through webinars or web conferencing technology. The hands-on learning approach integrates student to instructor, instructor to student, and student to student interaction, capturing a best of both worlds scenario of bringing personal relationship of learning in a social environment together with technology. This teaching method has proven to significantly enhance learning by eliminating time, place, and situational barriers, whilst enabling high-quality interactions between students and instructors. Your staff can complete trainings in both individual or group settings, allowing learning to happen either independently or in groups. Technology enables companies to provide training to their staff in different situations and ensure that they receive identical information. It also eliminates the cost of hiring instructors or sending staff to on-site training programs, incurring company-wide traveling expenses. When compared to traditional in-person training, hands-on learning reduces costs by 35%. Similar to hands-on learning, e-learning with a module design for content delivery is cost-effective and proven to be highly engaging for learners. Instead of delivering content through standalone series of lectures or isolated instructions and activities, modules break up the learning goals and combine various learning activities to keep the learner more readily engaged with smaller chunks of information. The result is improved knowledge retention while spending less time training. Looking deeper into the cost aspect, this approach saves money by streamlining design, which allows for faster updating for future training adaptations, which saves 20% the first year of investment and 50% each year thereafter when compared to traditional training methods. So what is our process? And what sets us aside from the rest? We set ourselves apart by analyzing and assessing company needs and goals first. After establishing some critical insight, we analyze the perspective and needs of the learner to start meeting them where they are. By following this approach, we eliminate repetition and can start engaging learners right out of the gate with our content. In doing so, we foster a deep level of engagement with our content, ultimately driving increased knowledge retention and helping you achieve your goals faster and more effectively. Additionally, by having established goals before the learning takes place allows for achieving measurable outcomes and paving the way for a greater ROI. Our next key to success is one we carry across both our content and our labs. Keeping things performance-centered rather than process-centered through scenario-based situations. Remember when I mentioned you would see why I'm calling it hands-on learning? This is it. By incorporating real-world scenarios your learner may come across in their profession brings problem-solving opportunities to light to apply existing and gained knowledge through critical thinking. Our programs are built with real-time feedback with customization offered for your design requests and goals. We support providing a space for learners to fail and learn from their mistakes while receiving meaningful feedback to understand a better decision-making process. On the heels of this are learner assessments, a powerful tool and strategy with substantial impact. Now I want to pause here for just a second and tell you about a project I've been managing that perfectly exemplifies the benefits of using our hands-on and e-learning approach. A client came to us struggling with understanding why their sales department wasn't performing as expected. After meeting with the client and reviewing their existing sales training materials, we immediately found several gaps in their delivery. It was data heavy with no interactivity, so their staff wasn't absorbing the days of training, and there were great discrepancies between what leadership felt was pertinent versus what the seasoned employees were experiencing and hearing from the customers. We conducted a needs analysis and worked with them to create a sales training outline, which we're currently developing into a 3-hour, comprehensive, fully interactive e-learning course, complete with skills assessment and knowledge checks to help reinforce the material as their staff moves through them. That's 3 days or 24 hours of training cut down to 3 hours. The client is so excited about the end result that they're going to deploy it to all staff, not just the sales team, to help train across the entire company. And all of this was created within their budget. I can't wait to hear their sales results in the coming months. Now, let's go back and revisit keys to your ROI solution. Both hands-on learning and e-learning are great solutions for training your employees because they're training methods that save time and money. Live sessions, whether they're online or in person, come with a price. For in-person training, you're facing the cost of travel, materials, and venues. With either option, you're paying for instructor time and accruing the cost of employee time away from the job. By shifting some or most of the training to self-paced e-learning, you're reducing those costs without reducing the quality of the training experience. Next, it's convenient for learners. Because much of the learning is asynchronous, employees can complete it at their own pace. They can log in when they have bandwidth to engage with the training material, log out when they feel they need to go back to work or when they need a break, and pick up again where they left off. This makes it more likely that they'll give the training the time and attention needed to have an impact. It allows for flexibility. Online training can be adjusted and upgraded quickly. So if there are lessons employees find difficult, you can improve them quickly and easily. Similarly, if new information becomes available or products are upgraded, you can update online content and resources at a fraction of the cost of hard copy material and in-person retraining efforts. Next, it improves engagement and retention. The diversity in training formats available in blended training makes it easier to get a hold of people's attention. Switch mediums between text, video, graphics, or use hands-on elements like quizzes and virtual simulations to add a level of interactivity that keeps learners engaged. Higher engagement makes learning stick. Finally, it makes it easy to measure training effectiveness. With our learning management system, we'll help you track your training effectiveness by generating reports around employee attendance and performance. You can see who's engaging, where people may be stalling in completing their training, and how they're performing on tests and quizzes. This information will help you adjust your strategy if it's not quite hitting the mark. Studies have demonstrated that we lose 60% of new knowledge within 48 hours. How do you mitigate this loss? Performance-based tests. This is one of those key elements I spoke about earlier on. As you start to build concepts around content or lab design to best suit your learners, don't underestimate the power of performance-based tests. By doing so, you can ensure proper learning metrics, test real-world skills and knowledge, create your own certification and reward system, mirror how users learn, engage additional cognitive skills, prevent guesses, and monitor technical advancements in lab-focused exams. There are a number of combinations to create in your performance-based testing. The first thing to consider is if they're going to be low stakes or high stakes testing. Low stakes testing is typically unsupervised or not proctored, while high stakes testing is supervised or proctored and may lead to a certification of a new skill. The types of questions seen on both of these tests may include multiple choice, fill in the blank, case studies, or scored labs from an activity-based assessment. With our scored labs, items are created to produce knowledge checks of the whole topic. Items are scored at the end of the exam, and users are given a score after the exam is over, and may contain activity-based assessments which taps into memory and critical skill development to increase retention through application. Fewer multiple choice questions and fill in the blanks. By being able to quantify what your learners are absorbing and where gaps may still exist, will be a significant player in determining if your company's goals are being achieved, where to grow your staff skill set next, and assess what has been successful thus far. In doing so, your ROI increases with each step while supporting overall growth for your organization's workforce and creating a stronger, more efficient team. Now, I spoke a bit about our hands-on content. Now let me walk you through some of our labs. Ultimately, we have an entire library of pre-built labs to choose from, or you can have us build a custom lab for you, or you can even build your own. So let's take a quick dive into the two types of labs that we offer. Challenge Labs is our library solution, so to speak. They're short, goal-oriented, scenario-based exercises designed to provide skill development across multiple platforms and technologies. Our labs are problem-centric, encouraging solution-driven, real-world approaches. Challenge Labs are developed in a series pertaining to a particular topic. Each of these topics and series are offered in a number of levels to meet the learner where they're at. Lower levels may assist in preparation for the related challenge lab above, but are not required to complete. We also offer a getting started if the end user needs to acquire specific skills before they proceed to challenge labs. These labs are available in varying degrees of complexity, where the learner gains knowledge by doing, not through a prescriptive type entry process, empowering the learner to problem solve. In order to further support and encourage this process, we provide on-demand support for our Challenge Lab learners. As learners work through each scenario provided, tips are offered if they're desired. As learners acquire these new skills, they receive validation of what they've learned through on-demand feedback and graduating to our Challenge Lab badges, showcasing their new assets. How will Challenge Labs help you reach your goals and optimize your ROI? First, Challenge Labs can be used as a pre-post assessment of where your staff is within a given skill set. By having a working assessment built into the program, you are more readily and easily able to determine and identify areas of needs and areas of growth, contributing to your company's metrics and goals. While most of what we spoke about Challenge Labs seems to sit with the concept of new skills, they can also be used to reinforce existing concepts to keep minds fresh and astute to needs. These labs can be used in a single user setting, or you can assign them across a group to be completed. Revisiting the situation I mentioned earlier about the underskilled workforce, Challenge Labs is the perfect solution for skill development as a whole, allowing for expansion and growing expertise across multiple technologies and platforms, resulting in a growth as a company and increasing overall profit potential. The skills validation component of Challenge Labs provides hands-on practice as it directly relates to vendor certification exam objectives and will provide learners with the same model of scoring requirements they'll see firsthand on performance-based testing. Hands-on Labs is our Build It Lab solution. Lab hosting platforms aren't a new concept. They're typically a sandbox experience of virtual machines with components necessary for functionality, things like RAM, storage, bandwidth, and software. Our hands-on lab elevates this design by incorporating an individualized experience for the learner designed by you. We offer a customized platform build for developers to create hands-on experiences. We believe that by incorporating facets such as scored learner performances, decision-making autonomy, and freedom to explore the lab environment provides a fail-forward, fail-fast opportunity. We believe that with the fail-forward, fail-fast, failure is not a loss, but a gain. With our hands-on labs, we applaud our learners who tackle their failures as they lead to finding faster routes to success. Failing forward captures the learning experience to advance skills and knowledge, while failing backwards holds the learner in a state of mental holding patterns, frequently dwelling rather than problem solving. Traditional models of lab training programs require a large time commitment from instructors and students alike. Hands-on labs are process-heavy, with standard models requiring the student to enter long codes to begin the lab. This can be problematic if there is even a single keystroke error, leading to an increase in time and thus money. Further, these models are priced per student and per certification, leading to a quick buildup in cost. Our hands-on labs are different because we use virtualization technology, giving our clients a choice of cloud fabrics and an automated access from anywhere. This approach allows instant setup rather than long pre-entry coding sessions, eliminating unnecessary use of precious time from the get-go. The result is more time for what matters, faster setup, more productive and enjoyable learning experience, and by using cloud fabrics, class size limitations are a thing of the past. Additionally, our lab tech experts are at the ready to help answer questions or troubleshoot in live time, further reducing standard overhead for staff need and maintenance. Let's pause for another success story. Microsoft Canada Cloud Infrastructure came to us seeking a solution for their hands-on training needs. They needed to increase student hosting capacity, work out the bugs to help get them moving faster so they could spend more time doing and reduce overhead costs. The solution? Hands-on labs. They're now able to train more students at once and are able to reinvest in future programs. By switching to our hands-on labs cloud sliced platform, they were able to grow from camps of 25 students to summits of 250 to 300 students. Even more profound is Microsoft Canada Cloud Infrastructure has saved 97% by switching to our cloud sliced platform. As I've demonstrated throughout this presentation, there are several ways you can adapt to the workforce changes, regardless of your need or reason, and have a larger return on investment than standard training methods. Several key criteria to help point you to this success include using a hands-on learning or lab-centered approach, incorporating a pre-assessment of learner knowledge and skill areas, and including a performance-based test or scored lab assessment. Let's go to the bottom line and look at the numbers now that we've visited these options. By using our hands-on labs, you can save your company 97% on lab costs. That's incredible. Studies analyzing types of training found to blended learning versus in-person save 35% of training costs. And finally, eLearning saved 20% the first year and 50% each year thereafter. By using the solutions provided, you can further increase your ROI by expanding your audience while minimizing, or in some cases deferring, additional costs per user by upcycling content without having to reinvent material each time there's a new need or update to skill inventory. Our labs offer an ongoing skill building opportunity to keep your staff abreast of growing inventory and to better prepare them and you for the future of your company and the industry. Further, you don't even have to lift a finger. We can host your training programs for you at no additional cost. This feature is complementary with the build of your training program. Our teaching and learning management system is customized to fit the needs and design of your organization so you can keep the look and flow of your branding, streamlining all of the features that you want to keep and need. We'll provide training and support during the process to make sure you're off to a successful start. At Learn on Demand Systems, we're committed to providing the highest quality products while keeping your overhead down so you can keep the focus where it matters the most. Thank you for joining me for today's presentation. To learn more about some of the services I spoke about today, please feel free to visit the following links. I appreciate your time and look forward to working with you soon.